welcome to episode 10 of the Made by Jo happy podcast. I mean, it is a happy podcast.
Hi everyone, just a quick note before I begin. Today's lighting is a little bit strange sometimes and it can look like my face is a little bit blurred out. So if you do find that, if you find the cog on your screen and tick quality and then pick a higher resolution, it should help it out, but I will fix it for next time. Thanks!
This is episode 10 of the Made by Jo Crafty Podcast. My name is Jo. I am a knitter, sewer and crocheter based in Fife in Scotland, and this is the little space on the internet that I share everything I've been working on recently. I can't believe it, we are in officially double digits. It's very exciting. Thank you for anyone who has watched all of the episodes up until this point. If you haven't, you can find them all on my YouTube channel and you can watch me right from the very beginning. For those of you who have been watching from the beginning, you may have noticed today we are in a slightly different position. I did some rearranging of my craft room to give myself some more space, and that means that my sofa is no longer in this lovely corner with my diagonal background, but hopefully you can still see my lovely wave in the background, and the natural lighting will hopefully be better because we are right in front of my giant windows in my craft room. So fingers crossed that this is all right. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new seated setup. If it's distracting or there's anything you think might improve it, let me know and we can do that for next time. But without further ado, we will get into everything that I have got to show you. I can't quite remember when the last episode was. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. We have had an Easter holiday since then. And lots of rainy weather, so lots of knitting and sewing time this time. We have a lot of knit projects and also some sewn finished objects, and then there is a little bit of yarn. I know there shouldn't be, but there is, and it is what it is. So I've got notes next to me as well in case you're like, why is she staring at the floor? I'm going to start with my finished objects and we'll go for one that is probably the one that you're ready to be out of the podcast, and that is my mum's jumper. It is finally complete. Well, complete without ends being woven in. It officially has its zipper inserted, which has been a long time coming. So this is my mum's zipper sweater. The zipper sweater is a pattern by Petite Knit and I have been knitting them for my family. This is actually a Christmas present that is still not finished, and my mum's birthday is actually in the next 2 weeks and she still hasn't received this. So the aim is to have these ends woven in for her birthday so that she's finally got it. I knit this in Drops Extra Fine Merino. That yarn does not meet the gauge for the pattern, so I also had to adjust and knit 2 sizes up from what I would have knit for my mum. I also then used an image that she had sent me to create this pattern. It replicates one that she had seen and she really loved, so I knit it up for her. This has taken me a long time. I cast it on end of October, beginning of November, I want to say. And like I say, it's just the zipper was put in after the last episode and I need to weave the ends in. So I'm not going to speak too much about this because I have spoken about it several times across the podcast episodes. So if you want to hear more, please do feel free to go back and have a look at what we were chatting about. But that is my mum's zipper sweater officially out of rotation. Fab. The second project, the actual second and third finished object that we have today are things that you saw as whips in the last episode. So the first one is again another one I spoke a lot about last episode, and that is my hibernal socks. This is the hibernal sock pattern. It is a full cable pattern by Summer Lee Designs. Summer actually has a YouTube channel now and I am obsessed with it. I watch all of her videos. I really love her videos and her content, so please check her out if you haven't already. But these are her hibernal socks. I knit this in a homespun house. As part of their weekly advent calendar last year, I received this colourway, which is it's called Wonderful Time of the Year. the most wonderful time of the year, I think. And then actually the pop of colour I've done at the cuff is Filicolana Arvetta. So last time I spoke a lot about these and had finished one sock. I have now finished them both. This was my March socks, my March pair of socks, which I'm doing a pair of socks a month for myself. This was the March ones that I chose and I absolutely love them. The legs on this is so long in comparison to what I normally do, but they're going to be super cozy and comfortable to wear. They've actually been on my sock blockers since I finished them, so I haven't tried them on properly, but I will do. And yeah, I love them. I think they're really classic. And I'm really pleased with them. I've had Summer Lee patterns for a long time in my library on Ravelry because she did a sale a wee while ago and I bought a lot of her patterns, and this was the first full pair I followed completely to pattern and I love them. So I'm really looking forward to knitting up some more of her designs that I've got in my library over the next coming months. So I'm absolutely blowing through these. That is finished object number 2. Finished object number 3 is my Tolsta tee. So as part of the Scottish Spring Mal, which is a make-along I'm hosting just to knit something with Scottish yarn over the next wee while for the Woolly Good Gathering, which is a yarn festival that's happening in Edinburgh in a couple weeks' time. I decided to host a cal and a bunch of people have been knitting up stuff and it's been really lovely to see on Instagram and also chat a little bit about what we've been making. But I decided to cast on a Tolsta tee. I tested the Tolsta tee pattern for Rebecca Clow of the Creabea last year and I'm obsessed with my first one. So I decided to try the fingering weight version of the pattern this time. Oh, apologies if you can hear, there's a van outside. Ooh, looks like it might be for me. It was a parcel for me, so I apologise for being mean to that van guy there. It was a parcel for me that I'll actually talk about probably towards the end of the video. But what was I saying? My Tolsta tee, part of the Scottish Spring Mal, and I am knitting mine out of a Bow Fiddle yarns, which I got as part of one of my Knit Night yarn swaps. And I actually found out that it came from the lovely Maggie, who is Stockinette on Instagram. I love Maggie. I met Maggie at Knit Night and she's been a very strong supporter of everything that I do. So thank you, Maggie, for donating this yarn to the swap so I could use it. But this is my fingering weight Tolsta tee. As you can see, there's still loads of ends to weave in and it's not been blocked, but it is finished knitting, so I'm going to count it as it being finished. But this is my gorgeous Tolsta tee. I'm obsessed with the colour. I think it looks amazing. I did the yarn forward method to try and avoid pulling, and I think it did a really good job. The only thing about the yarn forward method is it has given me this tension line where I obviously did the yarn forward bit. So I'm really hoping this blocks out. As you can see, I have not tried yet, so I'll let you know how it goes. If it goes terribly and it doesn't just block out straight forward. So I love the fit of this. I think it looks really good. I'm not sure if I've taken a video of it or just a photo, so I'll insert a video of me wearing this so you can see it on my body. But I'm really pleased with it. I'm glad I got it finished in time and hopefully it will be blocked and dried in time for Woolly Good now. But that has been a power of work to get that done. That is something that I didn't anticipate, was that it took so much longer than the DK weight version. I didn't think it would take as long as it did take, but I think it's a beautiful result and it gives such a different vibe to my DK version. The DK weight version I love, but the neck is really wide, so this time I actually cast on 8 less stitches than my size and then knit the ribbing, and then I just increased those 8 stitches on the first round before doing the rest of the pattern, and I think it worked really well to raise that neckline a little bit. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this looks. I'm glad it's a finished object now, and yeah, ready for Woolly Good to hopefully wear. Mine is made of merino nylon, So I'm really hoping that it's not going to be too warm for Really Good Gathering, but we'll see. It's my intention to wear it. If it's a blazing hot sunny day when I wear it, then maybe I won't, but the intention is to wear my toaster tee. And that is my 3 knitting finished objects complete. The next 2 finished objects, or the next finished objects that I have, are project bags. Oh, they're there. I'm sitting here thinking, I can only see one that you finished, Jo. So I have 3 project bags that I have finished in the last wee while. I'll speak about the ones that I showed you in my last episode, so thank you so much to everyone who messaged me on Instagram or put in the comments down below the last video about what fabrics to pair with what project bag. I don't think I gave many options for this first one, but the first project bag I made is this little long pencil case looking one. And I showed you the fabric last time, and I just made it into this gorgeous little zipper boxy bag. This actually has one of my whips in it, so I will speak to what whip it is when we get there, but that is my first finished project bag. And the second one was the one that a lot of people commented, and I decided to go for the camper van fabric. How couldn't I? And it was perfect for our trip away. Every time I brought it out, it just made me smile. I worked on my Easter socks throughout our holiday, and yeah, I really love this. I think it looks gorgeous. It's a bit fatter than my other one, if I compare the two, because I wanted this one to actually fit like a slightly bigger project in it, which is funny because this one's got socks and this one's got a whole cardigan in it. But I do think it's adorable. I think it'll make a great project bag for when we go traveling in the future, but I'm really pleased with these. They do, does this one have? Yeah, it has a little MadebyJo label on it, if you can see that there. And I made sure to add these faux leather handles on the side to make it easy to unzip and zip up. So I am really pleased with that. And then the final one I actually just finished last night, and this is it. Oh, actually I should probably give a caveat. If you're my mother, please turn off this video because I'm going to be talking about gifts for you. So if you're my mother, log off. Catch you in episode 11. Love you very much. But as I mentioned, it's my mother's birthday in 2 weeks time, and one of the things she asked me for was project bags. So I've been starting to make some project bags for her, and this is the first one that I've managed to finish. And it is this, when you hold it up, oh no, it's fine. There's some threads and things because I finished it last night, but it's this patchworky type project bag, and it's on both sides, and it's got a little zip on the top, and her favourite colour is yellow, so it's got a yellow lining, and the bottom of it is actually the opposite. It's got loads of threads, so I do apologise. It's actually the opposite way to the zipper, so that when it's sitting, I didn't add any additional interfacing or anything into this bag because I wanted it to be super like squishy to be able to go in like a rucksack or something if she was taking it somewhere. But this is it like sits like that basically on its box little bottom. But it does make it look quite cool once you have to let the air out of this one because the fabric on the inside is so water resistant, but it looks really cool when you have it all folded up. But yeah, I'm saying a lot, I apologise. This is adorable. It took me less than an evening to do because these were pre-cut strips I had from a previous quilt project that I wanted to work on a long time ago. So this is an entirely scrappy made project, which is fab. And I made her a couple of project bags a couple of years ago, which were beautiful, and she uses them to death. But her projects are always like sitting out of the top because none of them are quite big enough and they don't have a zip top. So she was really looking for zip top project bags that she could put individual projects in that were slightly bigger. So this is the one I've gone for, which is the medium size. I've got one in the whips pile, which is the small size, and then I'm going to make her a large one as well. So this is her medium project bag, and like I say, I just did this last night. It took me less than an evening to work on. So I'm really pleased with that. And I think I will be making myself one. I've still got quite a lot of these individual little 2.5 inch strips, so I think I'll just put them all together and make myself one because I really like it. I think it's quite jazzy. I've also got loads of fabric in a drawer right next to me, in a variety of different colours and a variety of different patterns that I could easily cut into 2-inch strips, which I think would be adorable as well. So that is my last sewing finished object to show you. And I think that's it. I mean, I'm saying I think that's it. That's 5. Is that 5? 1, 6. That's 6 finished objects I've just shown you for the last 3 weeks, which is wild. Considering in the last episode I was telling you that I felt like I hadn't finished anything and I had a load of castonitis, but I wanted to finish some things first, and I've just finished 6 things. Granted, 3 of those things did not exist until the last episode, but you know, it is what it is. So we are on to whips. So let me see, that one is brand new, that one is new. Okay, most of these are new. So there is a couple of projects that are in the naughty corner that I'm not dealing with, that I'm just going to mention by name now and not go into any more detail, and that is my Daft Days. It's sitting right there, I can see it. Not touched it since last time. And the heel toe do-si-do socks that I showed you last time that I entirely ripped out. They are also sitting right there, and I have not worked on them. So they're both in the naughty corner, but my current active whips, the only one that I showed you in the last episode was this one. So I pulled this out right at the end of the last episode, and I wanted to pick this up because it is my oldest whip that is unfinished. And I told you that I cast this on about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and that is the vest number 8 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. When I showed you this in the last episode, I only had the back panel done, and it had been sitting with the back panel done, like I say, for the best part of 2 years. And I, basically the week after that episode, did all of this work. So this, oh, dropped it, is what my vest number 8 looks like now. I am gobsmacked. I picked up for the shoulders, knit all the way down, obviously did the increases, and I've actually joined and done about 1.5 inches in the round. It's actually not in the round because it's a vest, but do you know what I mean? I've joined the front and back panels. So let me just hold it up again like this. It is looking amazing. I remembered how to do all of the cable increases and decreases, and now it's literally just knitting the cable repeats straight down, no fanciness, until I get to the length I've wanted. And I haven't picked it up really since then. But I think considering I made all this progress and it's been a sitting whip for 2 years, I'm pretty pleased with that. I have knit this using Sandnes Garn Drops Sunday in the colour, I think it's called Pearl Grey, but the colour number is 3820. I think it's Pearl Grey, but I can't remember. And I am holding it with, oh, falling over. We Are Knitters. Oh, can't get the label of that either. The Fuzzy yarn in the colour grey. Now, I expressed a little bit of concern I was going to run out of this yarn, considering I bought it 3 years ago. And now that I've joined, this is all I have left. So I am starting to panic a little bit. I had to buy this from the US at the time, and it was very expensive to get it shipped here. I'm apprehensive to do that again unless I'm buying something else from We Are Knitters. So I might have to do some Ravelry stash hunting to see if anyone has any of this, or make some adjustments to the pattern. So this is all I've got left. But what I'm thinking is I could maybe knit the button band just in the Sunday, because I have loads of the Sunday left. So I could, why am I holding it like that? I could maybe knit just in the Sunday, or find a mohair that's similar to this. Now this does have neps in it. It's got like tweedy neps, which I wouldn't be able to replicate. But I do have a yarn in stash. I can't see it right now, but I do have a grey Suri silk in stash that I could maybe hold with the Sunday to do the button band alone if I run out of this. So I think that's what's putting me off, is I'm nervous I'm going to run out of this. But I haven't really worked on it in the last wee while, but I did do a power of work since the last episode, so pretty pleased with that. And like I say, that's the vest number 8 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I think I might have only gotten one ball of that fuzzy yarn because at the time I had decided I wasn't going to make it the vest with the full button band. I was going to copy Typical Bliss, Tiffany, who had joined it all together and just knit the neckband and had made it like a V-neck vest, and that way I wouldn't have needed the yarn for the button band. I'm not sure if my knitting skills were good enough that I would have been able to manipulate how much yarn I'd needed by that point, or maybe I just miscalculated how much I'd need. So we will see how we get on. I've got fluff up my nose now, which is delightful, but that is the only whip that I showed you in the last episode that is still a whip at the moment and isn't in the naughty corner. All of the rest of my whips are new. So we will start with a boring one, I guess, which is this. I was thinking about what I wanted to do this year, and I had this sort of crazy idea that it would be nice to knit the people I work with some socks. Now, I only work with 10 people. Our entire team is 10, so actually I only work with 9 other people. And I thought that between now and Christmas time, I could probably knit 9 pairs of Stockinette socks. And when I first had this idea, I thought, yeah, that's fabulous. What a great idea. You like knitting socks, and it could just be socks you knit on during meetings and things like that. But since I had that idea about 2 weeks ago, my enthusiasm for it is dwindling a little bit. And all I've knit is the cuff of one sock, essentially. So I'm kind of under the impression that I could knit these and think they might be for my work friends, but if for whatever reason I decide not to knit 9 pairs, I could gift them to other people in my family that I know and love and would like some socks. So I decided I wasn't going to use hand-dyed yarn for these projects because as much as I love the people I work with and I get on with them, I don't trust them to look after yarn the best, and I also don't think it's that great to give someone who doesn't craft or anything a pair of hand-dyed socks and expect them to just know how to look after them. So I'm using a superwash sock yarn, which can be machine washed up to 30 degrees. So this is Kinkle Zigzag, and this is actually a colour that my mum had in her stash. So I just decided that I would steal a ball of it and cast it on. So I cast it on, and like I say, I've literally just finished a 20 round cuff, and I've done that much in a meeting or two. So it's really not gone very far. I'm knitting this on a 2.5 needle. This is intended for a male, so I've done 72 stitches. 72 stitches on a 2.5 needle, and it's the Kinkle Zigzag. So is what it is. It's a plain basic stockinette sock. Not jazzed by it. Not jazzed by it. Sometimes I need a stockinette sock in my life, so just knitting on it when I can, when I want to. I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. So that is my first whip. This is in a project bag by me, in case you were wondering. My next whip is another pair of socks. We will do that next, and that is the socks that are in my lovely camper van bag. These are my April socks, and they are also my Easter holiday socks. So I showed you in the last episode that I had received a skein of yarn, a mystery Easter skein from Nicole C. Mendez Yarns. She does self-striping socks, self-striping sock sets. Gosh, that's a tongue twister. And this was her Easter mystery yarn. It came with this, and then it came with a little yellow mini. And I decided to cast this on while we were going on holiday. So I made a little reel about it, so you might have seen it on Instagram. I cast on the socks as we were driving down to where we were going on holiday, and I cast off the toe when we were driving back from our holiday. So it was lovely, and it felt like the circle of life for me. Let me just tuck in some ends. And this is my first sock. It is not actually on a sock blocker. What am I doing? Episode 10, I'm still forgetting to put my socks on sock blockers. ridiculous. This is, so I've told you about the yarn. This is the Heel Toe Do-Si-Do sock by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. I told you that the other pair of these is on the naughty corner, and that's because I chose the wrong size essentially and knit the wrong size. But this time I cast on 60 stitches instead of 56, and I love them. So let me show you the side that shows you the pattern a bit better. So this is the sock. So I did use the contrast mini for the cuff and for the heel flap and turn, and then it's this lovely self-striping colourway for the main colour, and then I did the heel toe do-si-do pattern, which makes these lovely sort of chevron arrows down the front. So I love this. I think it looks incredible. I love the self-striping colourway, and I'm now knitting the second sock. So let me find it. I cast this on. I actually cast this on the drive home from our holiday as well. It's on 2.25mm needles, and I've just finished the cuff last night. And it's got this cute little ducky on it, adorable little ducky stitch marker. So I've literally just finished the cuff, so I need to switch to the main colour now, but I really am enjoying it. Today is the 10th of April, so I have plenty of time to knit up the second sock, so I'm not rushing myself too much, but I am obsessed with these. I love that I got to knit them over the Easter holidays. I love that they fit so perfectly into my camper van holiday bag, because we were away in the camper van, and it's brought me a lot of joy, and I really enjoyed making my little reel about it as well. So that is my second sock whip, and we are left with one knitting whip left, and that is the contents of this glorious little sewing bag, and it is a test knit. Now, I didn't think I'd be talking about a test knit in this episode, but here we are. I am testing the Sanna Cardigan by Rebecca Clow of the Creabea. It is a gorgeous cardigan, lacework cardigan, and I am doing the short sleeved version. So I have decided to knit this in Drops Cotton Merino in the colourway 6. How convenient, colour 6. And this, sorry, the balls are not neat, but this is the colour that number 6 is, a beautiful red colour. And this isn't going to be easy to show because it's lace and also bottom up, so it's the bottom of the body. And now it's all wrapped up. Come on, you. Get out of there. I've got a really long tail from my cast on, and now it's catching on everything, but this is the lacework pattern. So I have done this is now both of the charts is represented here, and I have it's knit on the body, so a lot of stitches, so it's really not easy to show you, but this is what it looks like. I took a picture that I'm pretty proud of and put it on Instagram, so I will insert that as well so you can actually see it lying on the ground. But this is my Sanna cardigan. I can't remember how long I've got on this test, but pretty pleased with my progress so far. I've only got one chart repeat left before I split for the front and back pieces, and then I'm doing short sleeves, so the sleeves shouldn't take long at all. I've seen the first person finish theirs in the test knit group chat, and oh my gosh, it is stunning. I'm not sure of their name or their Instagram handle, which is a pain in the bum, and I'm recording on my phone so I can't check, but it's this gorgeous blue colour and it looks epic on her, and I cannot wait to have mine. I think the red is going to look phenomenal for the spring and summer, so I'm really looking forward to it. I had very little intention of casting this on, if I'm perfectly honest. When I saw Rebecca hyping it up on her stories and knitting it up, it wasn't something that I was immediately like, I want that. But as soon as I saw her story of her wearing it, I was like, I need that in my wardrobe. It's going to be amazing. And it's very similar in style to the Corin cardigan, which I was wearing in my last episode, and I loved it. I loved knitting my Corin. I was a tester for the Corin as well, and I also wore it all summer last year, so I think this is going to be a great addition to the wardrobe as well, and a bit more, well, my Corin is in bright green and this is in bright red, so in another bright spring summer colourway. So I cannot wait to see how this is getting on. I'm hoping it will be in vest form for the next episode, and then I'll just have the sleeves to do before the test is over, but I'm really, really enjoying knitting it. I do just have to concentrate because it is lace work, so I can't really knit it in the evenings after work. So in the holidays it was fine because I would knit it in the morning, but I might try and introduce it as my sort of 30 minutes in the morning of knitting, or maybe in my weekend knitting when I can sit down and fully concentrate on the pattern, because I just don't want to work on this at night and then make a mistake and have to try and rip back and lace, and it's just a whole palaver. So I'm really enjoying this, happy to be part of the test. And that is my last knitting whip, sorry. And I only have one more to show you, and that is another one of the project bags for my mother. My mother's favourite colour is yellow. She loves yellow. So I have tried to make her a little zip pouch project bag. It's going to be kind of like this one. It's smaller than this, but kind of like looks like this. It's got a boxed bottom and a zip along the top. And that's what this one is hopefully going to be. So my mum loves yellow, she loves Winnie the Pooh and things like that. So I just went through my stash and I found a variety of different fabrics that I thought she would like, and I quilted them all up together to make a little interesting panel in the middle. It's not the best. I wish that my quilting had been a bit better, but I think for a knitting and crafting project bag, my mum is not going to mind. And once it's all together in the like final finished object project bag, I don't think I'll notice the imperfections that I'm like looking at now and being like, oh my god, that's so annoying. So fingers crossed, it will all work out fabulously, and she will love it, for her birthday. So this is a work in progress. I'm not following any pattern for this because I've made loads of zipper project bags in my time. There is loads of great tutorials on YouTube though, so if you type in zipper box pouch or zipper pouch box bottom into YouTube, you will find videos on how to make all types of these zipper project bags. You'll be able to find one that will show you how to make one like these. You'll be able to find one that shows you how to make the one like this. You will find loads of helpful advice, so I would recommend you do so if you're interested in making your own project bags. But this is a work in progress. As you can see, it's held together by clips, and actually I think I would, if I put a good hour of my time towards this one evening, I would get it done, but it's just been sitting. I only finished it the weekend there, so it's been, well, I've been working all week and it's been 3 days of the week, so I haven't set it aside for too long, but I need to finish it off. And that is all of my whips. I feel like I've flown through today's episode. If I've spoken fast, I apologise. I was just really enthusiastic, and I wasn't going to film today. I was actually going to film tomorrow, and then I found myself in the house by myself, and I thought I'm going to put that good time to use. It's now much lighter in the evenings, which is fabulous for me, so I can sit while I have the house to myself and get some good lighting filming done. So really pleased with that. I do have some acquisitions to share with you. The first two, I'll share that I have purchased them, but you won't see them for months and months, and that is my advent calendars. It is the season of advents apparently at the moment. Everyone is launching their advent calendars, and I have ordered two. So the first I have ordered is the Stockinette Crafts advent calendar, which is succulent themed. The colourways, when she posted the image picture, which again I'll put on the screen, I was just like blown away with how much I think I will like them, and I had to order it straight away. So I have ordered the fingering weight 20 gram advent calendar from Stockinette Crafts, and that will come in December, obviously. And then the second advent that I ordered was another one that I just couldn't say no to as soon as I saw it, and that is the Bird Street Yarns advent, and they are doing Christmas reimagined. So the images that they put together, the mood boards, again, I was like, oh, they hit me right in the feels. It's exactly, it made me feel the way that Christmas makes me feel. And for anyone who wasn't here at the beginning of the podcast, I love Christmas, so I needed that in my life, so I bought it. And that one's actually a really interesting advent calendar because they are doing week one, that one is a weekly advent calendar, sorry. So week 1, you're getting a full skein. Week 2, you're getting 5 minis that will coordinate with that full skein, and then it repeats the same way week 2 and week 3. And I just thought that was such a good idea, because I've got my advent sitting right next to you from last year that is 20 gram minis, and I haven't been able to choose a project for it yet. I think I have an idea of what I want to do, but it's not come to fruition yet. And I think that Christmas reimagined advent calendar is going to be great because you can use the minis for pops of colour on socks, you could use it for stripes, but it's not 24 minis that you feel a bit of pressure to put all into one project. So I'm really looking forward to that advent calendar when it comes. But I just thought I'd share. I have purchased them this month, but they obviously will not arrive until November. And then the other thing that I have purchased is yarn, so I will share that with you now. I made these purchases, they're from the same place. They're all from Nicole C. Mendez, who is a self-striping, she does other colours, but she's mainly self-striping yarn dyer based in Germany, and that's who I got my mystery Easter socks from. And I was on my holiday, my Easter holiday, and I ended up making a second order. But prior to that, I had been keeping an eye on her Instagram account, and she redyes colorways just sort of randomly and then tells you when they're on the shop. And I had been waiting for one of her colorways to come into stock, and it finally did, and I treated myself to that. And then while I was ordering, because it comes from Germany, I wanted to save on the shipping, I did get myself a second one. So the yarns that are for moi, that came in the first order, because I ordered twice, are... So this is the one that I needed in my life. I saw it on her Instagram and I'd been waiting for her to redye it. It is called The Burrow. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter related things. And when I saw this one was called The Burrow and it included teal, like a tealy turquoise, my favourite colour, it had to go in my basket. So this is The Burrow self-striping sock set, and I have purchased strong sock from her every single time. It's the 75-25 base, and it's really nice. So that was the colour I was waiting to come back in stock and knew I had to get when it did. So I picked that up, and then to save on the shipping, I picked another one which I'd seen in her shop and fell in love with, and that is the rainbow colorway. This is as classic rainbow as you can get. All of your really bright saturated rainbow colors, and again on the strong sock base. So I picked those two up and they came together and I was really pleased with them. And then I was having a conversation with my mother, obviously, and she was talking about like what she wants. I think that's just someone driving past, thought I could hear someone, but it's not. She was talking about what she wants for her birthday, and she said project bags, which I'm making. I've actually just bought her a couple of Chow sock needles because she doesn't have any Chow needles and I think she'd really like them. And I also bought her some yarn, so it's going to be like a little knit package of some things, because I was talking to her about my Easter socks and she was like, oh, I absolutely love that, I love the self-striping, I love the bright colours. So I thought, I'm gonna treat you for your birthday and get you some self-striping. So I did exactly that. I picked her up 2 skeins. So just checking, my partner is on his way home, and every time a car goes past I'm just checking it's not him so he doesn't walk in and make loads of noise basically and bring my dog home. So apologies if I keep looking that way. But the colourway I bought her is called Summer in the City. As I've mentioned about 3 times, yellow is my mum's favourite colour, so I just picked one that had a yellow stripe in it. And this has got some gorgeous, fairly bright stripes in it that I think she'll really love. So I picked that up for her. And then when I was picking that up, Nicole was also offering a mystery skein, so you could pay slightly less and she would give you a random skein that she had in stash. And I did that too, so my mum would get 2 colourways, and this one is called Cauldron. And it is this really bright purple and green and grey. Now, I'm not sure this is really like my mum's normal colour palette, but also I think the addition of the grey means that it makes a neon a little bit more neutral. And even if she doesn't knit these for herself, she could knit them for my dad or she could knit them for my brother, and I think they would really like these. But she does really like purple, so actually, for all I know, she might love it. It's a bright colour, it's self-striping, so she's also receiving that one. And then, because I was ordering those 2, I had another little peek through the website and I noticed another colourway and it just fell into my basket and it came with those other 2 skeins. So it is called Carpe Diem and the colours just gave me ice cream. Like, it gave me Neapolitan ice cream with the addition of mint choc chip. I mean, I don't really know what the purple represents in ice cream terms, but it sung Neapolitan ice cream to me. So I got it, picked it up. I think it's really cute. Again, the addition of like the brown and the cream colour make it a bit more neutral, even though it's got bright pink, bright green and a little bit of purple in it. So I think this is going to make gorgeous self-striping socks. And so it came home with me. So my stash grew by 3 self-striping skeins this month, which is not what I wanted after last month's yarn mania, but alas, I think it's really cute and I'm really into self-striping apparently at the moment. And then finally, the other thing that I've purchased that I don't have with me because it's all downstairs, but I have purchased some equipment for yarn dyeing. I don't know what it is, but over that Easter holiday just there, I became obsessed with the idea of dyeing my own yarn. I watched every video under the sun. I have researched into it, the safest way to do it. I've been researching colourways. I've been thinking of different colours that I wanted to do. I've actually been thinking of things like collections I might want to do in the future. So I've been purchasing that sort of thing. I have a yarn dyeing kit downstairs with me. I have bought myself a catering pan to do my yarn dyeing in, and just some other bits and pieces that I might need, and it is my intention to try that this weekend. I have a free house, my boyfriend's going to see his friends, so I'm going to use the time to try yarn dyeing. I think a bit of the draw to do that came from the idea of making an advent skein for Christmas time. I was interested in, is it Freckled Whimsy? I'm not sure if it is. I'd seen it on the Crazy Sock Lady's YouTube channel, and she buys an advent skein from an American yarn dyer, and it's a 24 stripe advent skein, and I was obsessed with that idea. And unfortunately, they do ship it to the UK, but it's as expensive for the shipping as it is for the yarn, and I just can't justify that. And in a classic craft girl move, I thought, why would I buy that when I could make it myself for double the cost in craft supplies? So I thought, I'm going to try and dye yarn, and maybe in the future I could make an advent skein, or I could do a 12 days of Christmas skein or something like that. So I've decided to try yarn dyeing. I'm really excited about it, to be honest. I feel really excited and energized, but I'm gonna let this weekend sort of come and see if I love it, see how I feel doing it, see if I'm any good at it, and see where that takes me. But I'm really excited about it. I've got some ideas this weekend of doing a sort of speckled skein and then maybe like a two-tone skein. I'm not really sure. I haven't given it too much thought, but I'm really excited to give it a go this weekend, and we'll see how we get on, and I'll keep you up to date, hopefully. in the next episode I will have 2 skeins of yarn that I have dyed for myself. And who knows, this might become something that I actually do, and that would be so cool and so much fun. And yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to share some yarn with you guys, but who knows. I'm trying really hard not to get ahead of myself and just let this weekend be to decide whether or not I actually enjoy it, give myself a few weekends of trying it, and if I enjoy it and I feel inspired by it, then who knows what the future holds. But that has been episode 10 of the Made by Jo Crafty podcast. Again, apologies if it's been a bit of a whirlwind today. Lots of finished objects, lots of works in progress, and just a few acquisitions, a sprinkling of acquisitions. But yeah, I hope you're all having a lovely time. If you've had time off at Easter, I hope you had a great time. I hope your April is going well. I can't believe we're already basically halfway through April. It's crazy. I hope where you are, you might be getting a bit more spring weather. Here in Fife, it is raining, has been raining for the last 3 days, and I think it's meant to continue raining for the next 3 days. So not entirely spring-like. However, I am trying to dress more springy. You can't see it, but I am wearing an orange skirt today. And I've been wearing rainbow colours and sort of bright colours to make me feel a bit more springy. But yeah, the weather is giving winter at the moment, which is not so great. But I hope your crafting is going well. I hope you had something to craft while you were watching me today. I hope it's gone well. Let me know in the comments below if you want to, what you were working on. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I would love to have you over there. My Instagram is designs.madebyjo, and it would be lovely to interact with you on that platform as well. However, if you don't have Instagram, I'd love to chat to you in the comments. If there's anything that you want to see from me in the future, I'm thinking things like a craft room tour, or if you want me to film going through the process of knitting one particular item. I'm thinking I might take you with me on my attempt to yarn dye this weekend, so maybe that's an upcoming video. Let me know if you're interested in seeing any of that. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking with me through 10 episodes. I can't believe we have made it here. So thank you so much, and I will speak to you next time.